Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you hold any digital assets, we've got to shatter a massive myth right out of the gate. So many people think that just buying a hardware wallet is the silver bullet. You plug in a ledger or a Trezor, lock it in a drawer, and boom, you think you're untouchable. But the truth? You could have a $10,000 setup, use complex multi-sig protocols, the whole shebang, and still lose absolutely everything because of one single bad decision. Hardware doesn't protect you from yourself.
Okay, let's dive into this, because there's a quote that perfectly captures what we're looking at today. Security isn't a product you buy, it's a lifestyle you live. Surviving Web3 isn't about the shiny gear you buy, it is entirely about your daily behaviors. Because frankly, the most expensive hardware wallet on Earth is not going to save you if you click a fake customer support link at 2 a.m. when you're half asleep. Crypto punishes inconsistency. You can do 99 things perfectly, but if you paste your seed phrase into a chat window just once, it's game over. Tools matter, for sure, but mindset wins. If your security feels like a chore, you're going to skip it. We need to make this as automatic as brushing your teeth.
So, here is our blueprint for today's explainer. First, know your attackers. 2, the clean digital foundation. 3, the 3-wallet system. 4, transaction hygiene. And finally, 5, physical security and inheritance.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1. Know your attackers, defining the threat model.
We have to start with the conflict. You literally cannot defend your fortress if you don't know who's actually attacking it, right? In the security world, this is called establishing your threat model. Now, a lot of people worry about the NSA or these massive, sophisticated exchange hacks, but honestly, unless you're running a global cartel, those aren't your real enemies. These are the 4 attackers you actually face. First up, opportunistic phishers. These are the guys blasting 100,000 fake airdrop links on Twitter. They beat 95% of people simply by weaponizing speed and greed. Second, targeted social engineers. They research you, they see you hold a pricey NFT, and they send you a custom, fake job offer. Third, are the malware operators pushing fake browser extensions to grab your seed phrase. And fourth, real-world physical threats, like someone literally breaking into your house.
Let's make this incredibly personal for a second. Read this question right here with me. If someone got your phone unlocked right now, what could they drain? Take a hard look at your home screen. Is your crypto app sitting right there, completely unprotected, right next to your email? Well, if that answer scares you, it means your threat model is currently failing. We've got to disrupt this false sense of security right now. Let's move to section 2 and see how this builds. The clean digital foundation. Lock your front door.
Okay, before we even touch your wallets, we have to fix the ground they sit on, your devices. Your laptop and your phone, these are the front doors to your vault, and we need to lock them. Think of your digital life like a water supply. If you're downloading random game mods, using sketchy PDF converters, and clicking torrent links on the exact same computer where your MetaMask is installed, you are mixing drinking water with sewage. Every single browser extension can potentially read your pages, which means some random coupon tool could just steal your seed phrase. The solution here? The clean device principle. You need a dedicated setup. Maybe it's just a cheap $150 Chromebook that you only use for crypto. That cheap, clean device completely defeats $10,000 worth of custom malware. At the very least, you have to create a separate, clean browser profile with a maximum of 3 extensions: your wallet, a security tool like WalletGuard, and a password manager. Absolutely nothing else.
And while we're talking about foundations, listen up, because if you are still using SMS text messages for your 2-factor authentication, you are severely exposed. SMS 2FA is a massive vulnerability. Phone carriers are notoriously weak to social engineering. An attacker can execute what's called a SIM swap, basically convincing your carrier to port your number over to their phone, and suddenly they are intercepting all your texts and resetting your exchange passwords. Make using an authenticator app like Authy or Google Authenticator an absolutely non-negotiable habit.
So, relying on one single wallet is a massive single point of failure. Which brings us to section 3, the 3-wallet system, structuring your architecture.
Now that your devices are clean, we can talk about where you actually hold your assets. And this brilliantly illustrates how we limit what security experts call the blast radius of an attack. It's the 3-wallet system. On one side, you have your Vault wallet. This is your hardware wallet, your ledger or Trezor. It holds 80 to 90% of your net worth. It is intentionally slow and it never, ever connects to a random new website. On the exact opposite end, you have your burner wallet. This is a fresh, disposable software wallet that holds maybe $50 max. It's fast and it's fully meant to be drained. Think about it. If you get phished on a burner, you lose $50 instead of 50,000. You just laugh it off and make a new one. And sitting right between them is your active wallet for your daily DeFi trading. Let's walk through exactly how this looks in practice. Imagine you see this hype new NFT mint on Twitter. Whatever you do, you don't connect your vault. Instead, step 1, you send just enough ETH to cover the cost from your active wallet to your burner. Step 2, you connect the burner to the new, potentially risky website and mint the NFT. Step 3, once it's secured, you transfer that NFT right out of the burner and into the safety of your vault. This exact procedural flow lets you interact with Web3 safely. You stay curious, you catch those airdrops, and you do it all without losing your mind or your life savings. Now we're entering the real climax of this explainer. Section 4, Transaction Hygiene and Pausing, the Daily Battle. This is the actual battleground where most people get drained. The precise moment you hit approve on a transaction. Blind signing, or you just blindly click approve on a bunch of confusing code, is an obsolete habit. Seriously, it killed millions of dollars in 2023 alone. You need X-ray vision, and that is exactly what simulation does. Tools like Rabby Wallet or WalletGuard will simulate the transaction before it ever hits the blockchain. If you think you're doing a free mint, but the X-ray clearly shows, hey, you are sending 1 ETH and receiving 0 NFTs, you know it's a scam. You hit reject immediately. Rule of thumb, if you don't understand what's leaving your wallet, you do not sign. 10. This is the magic number. I want to dramatically introduce you to the 10-minute pause habit. Scammers rely entirely on your panic. They create this fake urgency, right? Things like, mint selling out in 5 minutes, or your account will be suspended immediately. They know that if you just stop and think clearly, you'll spot the trick. Your ultimate weapon against this is simply stepping away from the keyboard for 10 minutes. So the crucial point is, during those 10 minutes, you must forcefully ask yourself these 3 pause questions. 1. What am I actually giving? Is it ETH, an NFT, or an unlimited approval to access my tokens? 2. Who exactly gets it? And 3. Why? Does a simple airdrop really need me to approve access to all my stablecoins? Absolutely not. If urgency demands that you skip these questions, I promise you, that is the scam talking. Walk away. Real opportunities wait. And speaking of smart transactions, consider this massive return on investment. $2. That is the typical gas cost of what we call a canary transaction. Listen, if you're moving $50,000 to a new exchange or a cold wallet, do not send it all at once. Spend the $2 gas fee to send a tiny $10 test amount first. You wait for it to confirm, you check that it arrived perfectly, and then you send the rest. It protects you from address poisoning scams and simple copy-paste errors. Paying $2 to ensure you don't send $50K into the void, that is the best trade you will ever make. All right, let's move this out of the digital realm and into the physical world. Section 5, Physical Security and Inheritance, Securing the Legacy. Okay, so we've built this incredible digital fortress, but digital security really only gets you 80% of the way there. Here is how you defend against physical threats offline. A home invader with a $5 wrench does not care about your blockchain encryption. Your defense there is a decoy wallet with a small amount of funds, while your real stack is hidden behind a secret passphrase. What about a house fire or a flood? Paper burns and rots. You need your seed phrase stamped into steel metal plates and kept in multiple separate locations, like a home safe and a bank deposit box. And finally, social engineering. If nobody knows you hold crypto, nobody targets you. Do not wear crypto merch at the airport and stop flexing expensive NFTs as your profile picture. Absolute privacy is absolute security. Now here is a harsh truth. Disasters don't schedule themselves. You need an annual disaster recovery drill. Pick a Saturday and pretend your phone and your hardware wallet were just destroyed in a fire. Sit down and ask yourself, can I recover my entire portfolio from my backup seed plates in 30 minutes? If the answer is no, if you can't remember where the plate is, or your spouse doesn't know the password to the safe, you need to fix that immediately. Which brings us to our final and honestly most important question. If you died today, would your family get your crypto? Or would it just sit on the blockchain forever inaccessible because the only copy of the seed phrase was locked inside your head? A secure lifestyle isn't just about protecting your assets from thieves. It's about securing your legacy for the people you love. Write a letter of instruction, set up a multi-sig with a lawyer, teach your spouse how to do a small recovery. You really need to audit your security blueprint the second this explainer ends. Don't just rely on the gear. Build the habits. Live the lifestyle.